Hi everyone, Mr. Z here, and today we're gonna cook vegetable pancakes, a Korean vegetable pancake called Pajeon, to highlight our new harvest of the month, which is carrots. So stick around, watch how we make this recipe, and then give it a try at home. So let's go through the ingredients that we're gonna need for this recipe. So I'll start with the ingredients for the pancake batter. First ingredient you need is all-purpose flour. You need 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Now the recipe says you can use cornstarch, which is easier to find. I was able to find potato starch, so you can use potato starch. You need 2 tablespoons of potato starch. We're gonna need a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar, just a little bit of sugar. We're just using organic cane sugar. We're also going to need some sparkling water. This will help the batter get its fluffiness. So we're gonna need 9 ounces of that water, and we already have it measured out right here. We need 1 egg that's beaten, that's gonna go into the batter. And then we have 3 different vegetables that we're gonna put. First, we're gonna put our carrots. I've chopped up 1 carrot into matchsticks. You can also use grated carrot if that's easier. We're gonna have, importantly, for this recipe, you need spring onions or green onions. And you're gonna cut them into pieces about this size. So we have 1 bunch of spring onions, and then we have 1 clove of garlic that we've already minced and chopped up. And so that's the ingredients for the pancake batter. Let's go over the ingredients for the sauce. So this comes with a dipping sauce. So first, we're gonna need soy sauce. We need 1/3 cup of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. If you don't have rice vinegar, you can use white vinegar. We're gonna have 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. We're gonna have 1 tablespoon of honey to give the sauce a little sweetness. We are going to have 2 cloves of minced garlic, 1 chopped up green onion. We're gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of sesame seeds. And traditionally this has a little heat to it, so we're gonna add some red pepper flakes. We're gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flakes to our sauce. And then finally, you do need some vegetable oil to cook the pancake in, to fry the pancakes. And then for the equipment, you need about a 10-inch frying pan and a spatula to flip your pancake when it's ready. Stick around and we'll show you how to make this recipe. Let's start with the sauce. We're gonna make the sauce first and then set it to the side while we make our batter. First ingredient that's gonna go into our sauce is 1/3 cup of soy sauce. Okay, our next ingredient is we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of honey. I'm just gonna eyeball this because I have a general idea of what 1 tablespoon looks like. This will give it a little bit of sweetness. Okay, our next ingredient is 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. I made a mistake. This is just rice vinegar, not rice wine vinegar. Next, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. And this is toasted sesame oil. It'll give it a nice toasted flavor. And next up, we're gonna add 2 cloves of minced garlic. We already chopped this up. And we're gonna add our 1 chopped scallion in here. Next, we're gonna add about 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. So I'm just gonna eyeball that. You don't mind if it's a little spicy, do you, Farmer Hannah?
I do not mind.
All right. And then we're gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of sesame seeds. I'm also gonna eyeball that. Okay. So all we have to do now is mix up our sauce. Make sure you mix it well so that honey dissolves with everything else. This is our dipping sauce. I'm gonna set this aside and I will show you how to make the batter for the pancake. Let's make our pancake batter. Now that our sauce is done and set to the side, we're gonna mix our dry ingredients together first. We need 1 cup of all-purpose flour. We need 2 tablespoons of cornstarch or potato starch. 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. And we need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So now we gotta mix together the dry ingredients really well. We don't want any clumps in our dry ingredients. All right, that looks good. We're gonna make a little well in the middle. And we're gonna pour our egg in. And we're gonna pour our sparkling water in. I'm gonna mix it using our wooden spoon here. And just like a pancake batter, you don't wanna over mix this. You wanna mix it until everything just kind of comes together. I'm gonna switch to the whisk. It's a little better tool for this job here. Next, we're gonna add our carrots, which is our harvest of the month. And we're gonna add our green onions. And I'm gonna just fold these in with my wooden spoon. And this batter, we're gonna let it rest for about 5 minutes to help the gluten develop a little bit, but this batter is basically done. Next step, we're gonna cook our pancakes. So take a 10-inch skillet and we're gonna put it over medium heat. We have an electric stove top here. We're gonna let that heat up. And once it's heated up, we're gonna add about a tablespoon and a half of oil. So we'll show you that next step. Our pan is heated up. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon, maybe a little more of oil. You don't have to, you can be pretty liberal with the amount of oil you put in here. Gonna let that heat up just a little bit so the oil heats up. I'm gonna start by adding 1 ladle of our batter. Try and really fill up the pan. This is meant to be a pretty big pancake. I think my oil wasn't quite hot enough, but I'll just let it get a little hotter for the next pancake. I'm gonna use the spatula to kind of spread it around a little bit. And we're gonna cook this for about 4 to 5 minutes on medium heat. So I just checked the bottom. Oh, it looks nice and toasty. So I'm gonna flip this. Here we go. There we go. We're gonna cook that for about 4 more minutes on the other side until it gets nice and crispy on the other side. This pancake looks like it's done. I flipped it, I checked the bottom looks nice and cooked. It's been about 4 minutes, so I'm gonna turn the heat off and I'm gonna put this onto the plate. At this point, you can keep making the rest of your batter. We're gonna stop here real quick just so that we can try this and eat it. So I'm gonna cut this up for us. And you can use scissors to cut this up. Let's plate this up. Okay, you can either dip it right into the dipping sauce, but since we're sharing it, I'm gonna just spoon some on top. You okay with me doing that?
Yes.
All right. Just get some of that dipping sauce on there. All right, I'm gonna give this a try, and then Farmer Hannah, I wanna see if you like this. All right. I should have chopsticks, but this will have to work. Yeah, that's really good. You get the carrots and you get the onions. It's really flavorful. It's got a really nice texture because of that potato starch, or if you use cornstarch. Kind of falling apart, but it's really tender. And then the outside is nice and crispy. I have no manners. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys try this at home. It's a really easy, tasty recipe that highlights our harvest of the month, the carrots, and it's something I think you guys will enjoy. Have a great day. Yeah.
This is really delicious. It's great for right now too, with our icky weather. Wow.
What's your thermometer? Give us a thermometer. Right as you're about to take a bite.
I'm gonna need 2 thumbs.
You get 2 thumbs up? Awesome.
Thank you so much for following along with us today as we made vegetable Pajeon. As always, if you have any questions or comments, we would love to hear them down below or in a lovely email sent to coopvillefarmtoschool@gmail.com. Leave us your thermometer rating in the comments below as well. See you next time!